Hello Mechwarriors, how is it going? Welcome to your daily dose of Mechwarrior Online. Before we begin, I have a very quick announcement here. I'm going to stream on Twitch because Twitch just lowered the requirements of getting the Twitch partnership or of applying to the Twitch partnership, and I see that as another revenue stream that can sustain my business plan that I'm trying to build up here. So I'm going to stream on the next 3 weeks on the weekdays, so Monday till Friday, and I'm aiming for 2 p.m. Central European Summertime. So if you don't know what that is, it is the time zone in Berlin, and I linked the time zone converter down below if you want to check it out. Search for Berlin. This is the time zone I'm sitting in, 2 p.m. On Twitch. The link is down below in the description as well. Please, if you want to attend that, and even if you don't want, but you want to support me, leave a follow there. That would help me out so much, because the follows and the views are one of the key metrics to get that partnership. And I think it's again a nice addition to my content here. I'm going to try that. My YouTube streams on Sunday will of course stay at YouTube. My community drops. But I want to try Twitch again, and again, you could help me out so much if you would just go ahead and follow me on Twitch, and maybe you want to come over there as well to take part in the streams. Anyway, we are playing the Summoner today. I'm playing the Summoner Prime, and when I say Summoner Prime, I literally mean Summoner Prime. So this one is not changed at all in terms of omnipods. So I've got all the Summoner Prime omnipods because I wanted to have that 8 omnipod set bonus. And what that does is it gives amazing quirks to that ER PPC, to that LB10, and to that SRM4 and Artemis. So what I'm doing here is I have a mixed build that is kind of brawlish with the SRMs and the LB10, and has some long-range capabilities with the ER PPC. So we have something that you can fire in the early phases of the game, and later you go in and you shoot the ER PPCs, the LB10 and the SRM4 combined. And that's really cool. Now, why is this good? Because, again, the massive quirks here, we have an energy cooldown of plus 10% and a ER PPC cooldown of plus 5, makes it so that the ER PPC fires 15% faster, and it has 20% energy heat and a velocity quirks. So this one is just great. So you can just fire the PPC without even worrying about heat, and you fire that really, really fast. The LB10 is kind of the same. It has a ballistic cooldown of 20%, which is great for that brawling weapon. And it has a velocity quirk, which is not that necessary, I think. You want to be close anyway. But the spread reduction of minus 10% is great as well. I'll take that. And the SRM here, as you can see, missile velocity 5%, cooldown 10%, and another spread reduction. So we are dealing precise damage with our SRM and the LB10 here. On top of that, the Summoner has some structure quirks. As you can see, get rid of that here. Go away. So, structure quirks, left arm 11, left leg 15. Where's the center torso? 11 as well. So it is kind of tanky. Also, the acceleration, deceleration, turn rate and everything. It's just so great. And yeah, you will get that bonus if you have all the Summoner Prime components, and it gives another 2.5% XP bonus as well. So, and that's cool. As soon as you take one component out, you will lose these bonuses, but there are still some baseline weapon bonuses and the mobility and structure bonuses, of course, that are applied to the whole chassis and not to the omnipods. The modules for that one are a radiant deprivation module and the LB10 cooldown and PPC cooldown module. Because my Alpha Strike is not the greatest, I only have 28, but this is a nice DPS build, so you can sustain the damage for a long time. And therefore, I want to deal as much damage as possible, reducing the cooldowns even further. The consumables are a UAV and a cool shot here, and that is the build. I hope you have a lot of fun in the 2 games that are coming. I did a post-commentary again, because this is archive material. I just recorded some games for testing, and I want to get rid of all the stuff that I have in the archives, because the skill tree system is coming. And I wish you nonetheless a lot of fun. The games are amazing, and now it's time to the battlefield. So, we are playing the Grim Plexus and we are playing Domination, and I tried to do a Fox 7 push, but my team did not want to do that. So, have a look at the minimap. My team is very hesitant and they are still sitting in Golf 8, while the enemy team has already gotten the high ground in Fox 6. And this kind of makes it so that we can't push in right now, because they already have set up position there. But we have a light locust, you see that on the minimap, that is trying to harass the enemies. The problem is that he is too early. He did the right thing, but he had a kind of a bad timing for that, because he was alone and he couldn't expect any backup, because again, look at the minimap, everybody is sitting back at this point, and this was not the best idea. I know he is complaining, and I said that he should get out there, that nobody's in place, but he eventually got killed. What I'm doing here is a mistake. I shoot our own UAV. I didn't look properly. I pressed the Q button to see if it's our UAV or the enemies, and yeah, I did just or took just a little glimpse, and then I shot it accidentally. So don't do that. Just always make sure that you shoot enemy UAVs and not your own. So what I'm doing here is I'm doing just a bit of pop-tarting and peeking here. It's just a very safe spot to be, because again, my team does not want to push. As you can see, just have a look at the minimap. They are not doing anything, and now the enemy team is coming in, and we need to brace for their impact. So what I'm trying to do here is I try to deal as much damage as possible to the advancing enemies, and I try to suppress the enemies that are trying to snipe and give some cover fire, but in the end the enemy just is just rushing in on the right side, and we are being pushed back, as you can see. Now, what's good about this situation is that we have the high ground, so everybody in Fox 8 can now freely shoot the Marauder that is just sitting down here. And I'm going for his side torso, which is not the best idea, to be honest, because his main weapon is sitting in the other one. Not in the left one, but in the right one. I wanted to shoot the AC-20 out, but he was exposed to the other side, so therefore I just took that as my target here. Getting back to cover now, because I am severely damaged, and I try to peek now. The problem that you can see here is the bad convergence of the arm-mounted weapons. It's just not good at all, and you will see that later again. You just target your reticle on top of the enemy, but your shots don't hit. They just miss, because the arm-mounted weapons are not the best here in terms of weapon convergence. It's time to counter-push now. So my team finally decided to do something, and they advanced towards the enemy, and I'm like, screw it, I'm going in. I just want to do something. I just want to contribute now. And this is, by the way, the best decision I ever made in this game here, because aggression wins the game, and I have the tools and the capability to do so. I have that fast-firing LB10, I have the fast-firing PPC, and I have SRMs for brawling, so there's no point holding back anymore. Let's just go in and brawl him down. And as awkward as that may sound, the PPC is kind of a nice brawling weapon on this chassis, because it has a nice heat management quirk, and you can use it as yeah, like an AC-10. That is pretty nice. You deal 10 damage pinpoint and very fast firing without too much heat, and you have the LB10 to crit the open components then and deal massive internal damage. And this is what we are doing here. We are going to that Nova. Side torso is already open. I try to get that one down as fast as I can, just to strip him off his weapons and yeah, cripple him so that he can't fight back properly. This is what I try to do. Now that he is exposed from the rear, I'm just adding my SRMs, and again, down he goes. Next target would be that Marauder up there. He is having a very bad situation now, because he is getting pushed, and with his large laser Gauss combination, he is not able to fight back properly, not 3 or 4 enemies at the same time. And as you can see, my shots don't hit properly when I fire my PPC and my LB10. That one here, it went straight towards the sky with, yeah, being targeted at the mech at the same time. I don't know what that was up to. It just happens. So the Hunchback is the next one. Just bring him down really quick as well. As soon as I get close, my LB10 of course just deals a lot of damage, because the damage won't spread that much if it hits. And what I'm doing here is I ignore the Locust down below, and I want to suppress the Direwolf on the outer skirts there, just because the Locust is not the biggest threat, and the Direwolf there, he could shoot us back from that position, and I just wanted to harass him as much as possible so that he couldn't bring his reticle to our weak spots. Yeah, that is basically it. This is how the mech plays. You can play it super aggressively, and you see that in the next game, because this was I think one of my first games here in the mech, and I wasn't very comfortable with that one. I just tried to snipe and stay in the back, but honestly, this is a nice mid to close range brawler for the reasons I just told you. Use the PPC as a close range weapon. Also make sure that you're not shooting your friends while they are jumping up, and you try to hit something that is beyond them. Anyway, we got the kill here on the last enemy. We won the game. It was kind of a close one. I actually thought that we would lose this in the first phases of the game, because my team was so hesitant. But in the end, I dealt 890 damage. I got 4 kills, 6 assists, 3 kills damage dealt, and 10 components destroyed. It was a very good round for me, and we won it in the end. So let's go over to the next one and see how this will go down. So in the second game we are playing Frozen City and we are playing Incursion, and I'm going to the flank doing some jump shots here. I want to do a nice flanking maneuver here to split them up and harass the enemy, and this is what the mech is really good at. So you have that long range PPC, you have the splat damage from the LB10, which does not deal too much damage here, but it is very good for harassment because it's very easy to hit your enemy with that. And as soon as you do that, they will probably turn around and you are a valuable asset to the team then, because then they can't establish a solid firing line. They have to watch different angles here, and you drive confusion into their ranks so that your team on the front line has a better push, better opportunities to push and go in. So they won't expect too much return fire when you have a harasser on the flanks. And this is what I'm doing here. I'm not up to dealing big damage numbers here. I just want to go in when I have the opportunity and shoot and try to play it safe. So no exposing times, and yeah, I want to keep that one short. Anyway, I went to the front line, I popped my UAV here. Problem is that, again, my team is a bit hesitant and I'm kind of pinned here. But the good thing is that Shadowhawk is just overextending. He's coming out as the only one. So there is no big push coming in. We have two mechs here on our side. We can easily brawl them down. No problem with heat at all. And I'm just firing all of my weapons to his center torso so that he will be destroyed very, very easily. That was a nice team effort, and I have locks on the Kodiak now and provide my team some intel to that spot. Also, again, trying to harass the enemy and shooting them as much as possible. But I see that there is something on the right, so the enemy is converging to the right side and I want to suppress them here. So I don't want them to get the flank, and therefore I try to stay here and to shoot them as soon as they pop up so that I drive them back to cover and they can't do their flanking maneuver properly. So watch the flanks when there is an enemy push, and yeah, there's another Shadowhawk coming in. He tried to push and then he hesitated and then he was like, oh, well, that's better to go back, and at that point it's just too late. He is just so damaged right now and he just did nothing. So again, when you try to push, coordinate that. Don't just go out like that and hope for somebody to follow up. As you could see, the Shadowhawk just came to the wrong neighborhood, facing a lot of our mechs at the same time, and he was just destroyed that easily. A little shot, a quick shot to the Raven there. He did a nice peeking game, but he lost, and that guy over there was just so critical, and I was able to shoot him very, very fast. So as you can see, there is a lot of confusion now in the enemy ranks, so they have no idea what to do. They try to regroup, they try to run, they try to do something, but it's just not working out. So the enemy team cohesion is just not existent anymore, and now it's time to just use that and brawl. This is the timing where you just go in, apply pressure, especially since the enemy does not have too many mechs left on the battlefield, and it is very safe to go in now and shoot him down. Very good job, everybody. That is basically it. So I think we've got two enemies left. There are two enemies left. It's another hunchback, and he is getting so much pressure from everybody. Doesn't have any weapons left, and now he is dead. So the only thing that we need to do now is breach the walls here, or just take the entrance that is already there, and apply some pressure to the enemy buildings. As soon as we got some damage on them, we can just shoot the last enemy, which happens to be, sadly I have to say, happens to be a disconnect. So to be fair, this game here was not even, because again the enemy lost one guy early on and he didn't contribute anything to the fight, and of course again the team composition and the team coordination of the enemies was not the best. I have to say that here. So it's not a display of, oh my god, this mech and this build is so amazing. I mean, it is. I really like it, but I think you could probably learn something from my commentary here in terms of strategy and tactics. Anyway, we won the game, that's it. I dealt 646 damage, he got 3 kills, 9 assists and 4 components destroyed. And that is the summoner with the SRM4, the PPC and the LB10. I hope you liked the video. If you did, don't forget to leave a rating or subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And if you want to support the channel, go down below to the description. There's a link to my Patreon page, there you can support me and get some bonus material and rewards out of that. And I hope to see you on the battlefield, everybody. Goodbye.